Alright, what's up YouTube? I'm Tim Lee. Welcome back to my channel. This channel we talk about real estate investing, entrepreneurship, and finance. And in this video, we're going to talk about how to pass your Section 8 inspection on the first time. One and done. Alright, let's get to it.
When you bring my name up, they gon' say I came up. They gon' say I changed up. Step my game up. When you bring my name up, they gon' say I came up. They gon' say I changed up. Step my game up. When you bring my name up, they gon' say I came up. They gon' say I changed up. Step my game up. When you bring my name up, they gon' say I came up. They gon' say I changed up. Step my
We here now at my rental property. I just pulled up, and we will have Section 8 tenants moving in here over the weekend, so that's in a couple days. But we just passed the inspection. We passed it on the first time, so I'm going to pretty much be showing y'all exactly what to look out for, what y'all need to do to pass inspection on the first time. Now I will say this, depending on your local housing authority, you can go on their website, and some of them do have a list of everything that the inspector looks for. So it's very beneficial for you to go and get that list, print that list out, and just one by one, just make sure you have all your I's dotted and all your T's crossed. Make sure everything is good, because you want to pass on the first time, because if you fail, then it could take another couple of weeks for them to come back out and re-inspect it. You have tenants waiting. You have well, in some housing authorities, you might have already picked the tenant and they could be waiting to move in. Or you could, it just slows up the process. You might have to pay mortgage on the place again. And you're trying to, the goal is to get your payment as soon as possible. You want that money so you can start paying that mortgage with that money and then have some cash flow for yourself. But as long as nobody's in there, that vacant property is costing you money as a landlord. So you want to make sure you pass on the very first time. So I would encourage everyone to go on your local housing authority's website, see if you can find an inspection checklist, print that list out, and make sure you just one by one, make sure everything is done. That'll make the process a lot easier. Now, if they don't have that checklist, because I'm in Prince George's County, they didn't used to have this checklist in PG. Actually, they thought if they put the checklist on there, it would turn landlords off from renting to Section 8 tenants. They thought it would be like, oh, this is way too many things. They too pressed. I'm not even gonna rent to Section 8 tenants. This is what the inspector told me. But they end up putting it on there, and that's a good thing, because now the landlords know exactly what they can do to make sure their unit pass on the first time, and to speedy up the process of getting the Section 8 tenants in there, and they can start collecting their money. So I'm pretty much gonna go through what they look for through the Section 8 inspection and see exactly what they inspect. So let's get started. All right, first off, they're gonna look at the driveway, make sure it's no major cracks. You see I do have a crack right there, but that wasn't nothing serious. They're looking at the private walkways. They're gonna look at make sure it's not damaged too much. I have a crack right there, then there's a crack right there, but it still passed. So obviously these weren't too bad. They also look at the downspouts. They look at the gutters, and then they look at the roof. Now this was more of a visual inspection. He didn't come with no ladder. He didn't go up on the roof, looking around, looking at the actual gutters, anything. He just looked up there and saw it was good and just kept it moving and came on in the house. All right, as you come in here, you can see that it's a railing. They inspect the railings, make sure they're secure. And whenever you have steps, like 4 or more steps, you need a railing on it. So I actually had to go get this railing. This was it's actually pretty cheap. I got it off Amazon, because it didn't used to have a railing right there, but I put that on before the inspection because I had the list. So you want to make sure you have railings on all the steps. Sometimes it might be 3 steps or more, or 4 steps or more. Here it's 4 steps or more. So as you come upstairs, you can see I don't have a deck. I have this blocked off. There's no deck. But if you do, they will inspect the deck. They will inspect the patio and the condition of it. But he did inspect the sliding glass door. He put this down. It has to be a lock right here. When I first moved in, this lock was broken, so I changed it. But he does make sure that it's locked. that it's a lock, and then he does make sure that it's on track and will open and close. And for the front door, he did close it to see the condition of the door, to make sure it closed good. And he looked all around the door to make sure there was no light coming in, so he does make sure of that. And the front door, it does have to have a deadbolt on it. It just can't be a key to key. It have to have a deadbolt lock on it. He inspected the floors, the walls, the ceilings, looking for cracks, leaks, any water damage. He's just pretty much just looking around. But yeah, you definitely want to make sure there's no structural damage or no peeling paint or no mold. Another big thing he did check, he checked every single window in the unit. He has to make sure every window, you want to make sure it rises with ease, and then it has to be able to stay open. It just can't come crashing down once he lets it go. That's something else you need to look out for. Make sure your windows can rise with ease and they can just stay open in that open position without him still holding on to it. So look out for that. And he's gonna check the outlets in the entire house. He has this little device that he'll put in the outlets, and it'll pretty much light up to let him know that if there's any power. So you want to make sure you do have your electricity on. And also with the light switches, all of them need to have covers. They all need to be able to work. You want to make sure none of the switches are loose. Make sure everything is intact. All right, here in the kitchen, he's going to check all of the appliances. All the appliances need to work. If you have a microwave, he's gonna check the microwave. He's gonna check the stove and the oven. He's gonna check the dishwasher. He's gonna turn that on. And he's gonna look inside the refrigerator and the freezer. You wanna make sure it's nice and clean. You wanna make sure they're empty. Your job as a landlord is to make sure this inspection goes as smoothly as possible. He's gonna check the kitchen faucet, make sure it operates correctly. He's gonna look under it, make sure there's no leaking. He's also gonna make sure that it's a proper P-trap installed. Let me see, you got your P-trap there. He checked the P-traps with all the bathrooms. So you gotta make sure there's no leaking. And you gotta make sure there are P-traps installed under all the faucets. Another main thing is GFCI outlets. You're gonna make sure you got GFCI outlets if you're close to a water source. So that's another thing. You can't have the regular outlets. They need to be the GFCI outlets to reduce the chance of shock. It's like a safety concern. So whether you're in the kitchen or the bathroom, it needs to be a GFCI outlet. All right, heading to the bathroom, you make sure that the door opens and closes smoothly. He did that to every room, all of the doors. He made sure that they open and close smoothly. And with the sink, the pop-ups have to be able to work. Got to be able to hold water in the sink. That's another thing. Make sure the toilet is nice and sturdy. And with the shower, turned the water. He did make sure the water ran, and made sure the shower worked. The tub has to be clean. It can't have any peel and paint on the tub. If it is peel and paint, then it's gonna have to be reglazed. If you don't have a window in the bathroom, then you're definitely gonna need a ventilation fan. Once in the bedrooms, he does the same check as everything else. He checks the floors, the carpet, make sure the lights work. He did the same window check that he did in the family room. Another big thing, they check these closet doors. They gotta make sure they can open and close smoothly. I had to replace the track for the closets because these are pretty old, but yeah, he does check. He goes around and checks all of the closet doors in the bedrooms. All right, making our way downstairs in the basement. The bedrooms in the basement have to have an egress window. That's some way to get out. It can be a sliding glass door or a window. And the windows can't have bars on them unless it has a release. It has to have a release from the inside where you can get out. You can't have, a lot of older homes will have bars on the window, and that's a major safety hazard. It's not gonna pass if you have that. They're gonna ask you to remove them. In the basement, all of the finished areas has to have flooring. It can't just be cement unless it's like a laundry room or something. My laundry room has flooring, but if it's a utility room, a laundry room, then you might not need flooring, but he's gonna check. You have to have finished flooring throughout the basement. He checks the electrical box, make sure everything is good with that. The windows in the bedrooms, they're only supposed to be like 44 or 46 inches from the ground. And these windows are actually too high, so they didn't classify this one as a bedroom. But yeah, for the most part, the inspection is pretty simple. Just make sure you don't have any exposed wires in the homes. Make sure there's no leaks. Make sure there's no infestation. Make sure everything is clean. It should be vacant. He does look at the HVAC system. He looks at the heat and the cooling system. The heat has to be on. Make sure you have your heat on, or your air conditioning, depending on if it's summer or winter. But he does check. But yeah, for the most part, it's really simple. It's really not that hard. If you have the list, then you should pass. You want to make sure your fences are in good condition. My inspector really didn't come outside, but on the actual checklist, it did say they will check the fences and they will check the sheds. If you have a shed, it's a good idea to make sure it's empty, make sure it's clean, make sure it's broom swept. Again, you don't know what type of inspector you're gonna get. You might get one that woke up on the wrong side of the bed and take all of his frustration out on you. So make sure you just put yourself in the best position to pass this inspection. All right, with that being said, guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully it was helpful. Hopefully you will be able to pass your Section 8 inspection on the first time like I did. And like I said again, if you can, go to your housing authority's website, see if they do publish a list of the checklist of all the things that the inspectors are gonna inspect, because that will help you out tremendously. If not, then I hope this video will help you out. Just do everything that I did and you should pass. Hopefully you don't get a jackass or an inspector who woke up on the wrong side of the bed and wants to take everything out on you. But for the most part, do everything I did, you should pass. If you like this video, please hit it with thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment in the comment section, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.